Good morning everyone and welcome to our final review from here in Napstraman, week 5 for us. It's been another good week. We've had some very tough conditions weather-wise. We've had 50 to 60 mile an hour winds for half the week, and the other half of the week it was sort of 25 to 30 miles an hour. All from the west or the southwest, so yeah, a lot of the marks that we'd love to have got on, like the lay-by, Raised Rock, have been unfishable this week unfortunately. But that doesn't stop us from going out fishing, and we still caught some good ones as well, as you'll find out in the rest of the review. So in terms of the guests this week, we had Jerry, Chris, Sean and Aaron. Jerry, Chris and Sean are all related, with Jerry and Chris being uncle and nephew, and Sean being Jerry's son-in-law. Aaron came on his own from Belfast. So just remember guys, if you did want to come on your own, we are quite accommodating to individual anglers and bookings. So if you want to come and you can't find anybody to go with, don't fear, just come out and join us. We'll sort of make you welcome. You'll fit in because you're all anglers, and yeah, it'll be a good time. You'll enjoy yourself. So yeah, let's get on with the fishing. Day one, we fished the bridge mark again. After all the success last week there, we decided let's kick off with a bang. We'll go down there, have a good time, and it didn't disappoint again. The guys had coalfish to £11.7, which was the best one for Aaron. We had cod to around £8, we had ling, we had dabs, we had haddock, whiting. So yeah, a solid start to the week. Day 2, the wind switched a bit to the southwest, so we had a bit of a challenge finding a mark, but in the end we ended up at Fiskeball up north again. So last week again, you probably remember the guys had 4 halibut, I think, from there, or 5 halibut maybe. So it's a good shout to go and try and get some different species for the guys, try and get them off the mark on the bigger flatties like the plaice and the halibut. And again, it did produce. It wasn't so good this time round, but we did have cod to double figures, mainly for Aaron, who had a good double header of an 8-13 and a 10-pounder. Jerry managed the only halibut of the day at 18.5 pounds. A nice fish by all means, certainly for eating as well. It's the best size eating fish. So that'll probably go down a treat when he gets home. We also had plaice, which was expected. We had dabs, we had coalfish. I think there was a single ling caught as well. So yeah, a pretty solid second day as well. Day 3 was the start of the really squally weather, so 50, 60 mile an hour winds. We ended up going north again to find some shelter in the Åsnesfjorden. We fished a mark called Wannes Point, and if you guys have been following the season as it was, then you'll know that Wannes was a young Belgian lad that came out with us in March, and we fished there for the first time, and he had a good little session there with 4 or 5 sort of 8 to 12 pound cod. So he got the mark named after him. We went back down there for the first time on Wednesday, and yeah, it wasn't mega for big fish, but we had a lot of fish. Again, we had haddock, we had redfish, we had ling, a lot of cod, pollock, coalies, dabs. So it was good. But the highlight of that day by a long way was witnessing a pod of orcas come through. And Chris does have some footage which I'm going to try and get hold of.
Wow. Orcas!
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
You got them, mate, haven't you?
I have. Wow.
But yeah, it was just a magical moment. The guys watched the orcas come in past the fish farm and then come back round. So we saw them twice on their way in and out of the fjord. Really, really nice to see. And the first time I've seen them since this time last year. Day 4, we had a nice easy one on Henningsvaar Jetty. So again, it's comfortable for a westerly wind, especially as the westerlies on that day would blow in 50 mile an hour again. The guys had a fair amount of flatties there, so I would probably say in excess of a dozen dabs. We had 5 plaice, of which the smallest one was 2.5 pound. The best one was 4 pound 6, which fell to Sean. That was a real cracker of a fish. He also had a 3 pound 6 as well, so he had a good little day on the flatties. And he lost a good halibut, unfortunately, to a rope which was hanging down underneath the pier. But yeah, that was just bad luck more than anything. But also while we were there, we had plenty of cod to around 6 pound, I believe. So yeah, it was a good day. I think all the guys enjoyed it. And yeah, for a day when we could have just been sat indoors, it was really nice to get out and catch some fish. On day 5, we fished local at Mortsund. Again, a mark that's been pretty productive throughout the season this year. It's always good for flatties, especially dabs and plaice, but you've got a good chance of halibut there as well. And as it turned out, we caught all 3 again. We had dabs to about £1.6, I think. Plaice to £2.9. Best ones going to Sean, who had a double header of, I think they were about £2.1 and £2.9. We had 1 halibut for Chris, only a small one, about £4. We had cod there to about £6, a load of coalies again, some pollock, so plenty of fish again, kept the guys busy while they're waiting for the halibut rods to go over. And that led us quite nicely to the last day, which, as usual, I normally let the guys decide what they want to do on the last day. Still strong westerlies, so we ended up back down at the bridge mark. Chris was a little bit gutted because he thought he wanted to go for a halibut again. Because he didn't get one on the bridge the first mark, he was a bit sort of like, I don't know if they're there or not. I assured him they were there, and this time round we proved that they were there because he caught one, and it was a 23-pounder, the heaviest fish this week. So absolute cracker for Chris on the last day. He also had a lot of cod that day, a lot of coalies, as did all the other guys. I think Aaron had the best coalie again of just under £10. Again, we had a fair amount of other smaller coalfish up to sort of like £6 to £7. A lot of cod up to about £8-9. We had haddock there. We had some redfish again, and a load of pollock as well on free line, just in close, which is really, really good sport. I think again Chris has got some food, so I'll try and get that off him for that. But yeah, that's pretty much how the week went. So tough weather-wise, but we managed to find fish every day. A lot of fish. We didn't find many of the really big fish, but we did have halibut to £23. So yeah, I'd say it was a pretty successful week. And now I've just got to prepare myself, get everything ready and packed away, stored in for the season in March. So hopefully I'll see a few of you guys that are watching next year, and stay safe over Christmas. Catch you in the new year. Cheers guys. Bye.